are going to go over balance, core, and movement today. These are very important as we're seeing this week because we're seeing a lot of extremity injuries because people don't know how to take core out to the extremities and they try to master movement through the extremities without the core. And the only thing you can do is make it stronger in that area. And that's why often in rehab, if you have a sprained ankle, they strengthen your ankle, which is the first part of it. The second part of it is you have to connect it to the core. Otherwise, you're setting up injuries to be bigger injuries because there's a bigger reliance on that extremity to do the work. So we're going to work on these three elements of keeping the body very, very safe. Okay? So we shall start from the beginning. Feet parallel, hips width apart. And this is your ASIS. This is your pubic symphysis. Midway in between is hips width apart. Push down big toe and the corresponding metatarsal heads, outer four toes and the corresponding metatarsal heads, but especially that pinky toe, and finally your heel. Make sure those feet are running parallel as you now put 1/3 the weight through the balls of your feet, 1/3 the weight through your toes, and finally 1/3 the weight through your heels. Bend your knees, externally rotate them, and almost take them to full extension, but you have a micro bend on your knees. We're going to fire up first chakra, that's your pelvic floor. Second chakra, your lower abs. Third chakra, we're going to close up the rib cage as we draw our shoulder blades down and back. Get that head over top of the wall. And here's where we start. We're going to start with balance. We're going to balance onto our left foot. See what it feels like to balance on your left foot and what it feels like to cleanly get up onto that left foot. Have your head over the top of your foot as your core is on. Try to get this stability from your hips, not so much from your ankles or your knees. So we're starting. Keep your core on. That's for second and third chakras. We're just balancing. See what that feels like. And breathe. Smiles are up. And then we're going to switch to the other side. We're going to see if this feels exactly the same. Abs are nice and tight. First, second, third chakras are on. 1/3 the way through the balls of your foot, 1/3 the way through your toes, and 1/3 the way through your heels as your head is over the top of your foot. If it's not, you're going to be wobbling all over the place. Movement and stability comes from the hips, not from the head or the ankle. And good. Come back onto that left foot again. You're going to balance as you now close your eyes. See what balance feels like? Did it change? Did you get more wobbly? Is your body trying to move? Is your head stabilizing? Did it go more down into your extremities? Did your arms have to come apart? Keep that head over the top of your foot. Abs are engaged. And now we're going to switch to the other side. Eyes open first, get your balance, then close your eyes. This tells you if your visual balance and your somatic balance, meaning body balance, are the same. If when closing your eyes you fall off balance, well, your somatic balance and visual balance are different. Come back onto 2 feet. Arms are nice and tight, so we've established what balance feels like, where you're getting it from. You're coming back onto 2 feet. As you go into what's called releve, you're just going to go on the tiptoe. This comes through your core, so as you come up, your core is on. Try to stay on the first metatarsal head. I know you're going to want to roll out to the outer part of your foot. That's not where we want to be. Abs are engaged, suck in that tummy. Feel what it feels like to come on the tiptoe with balance. Quads are on, calves are on, abs are on. One more time, here you go. And then back to sucking in your tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back, get your core locked on. We're going to do a simple hip circle. Try not to move your head. You're moving from your hips. Your abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in that tummy. Keep breathing. Opposite direction. Try not to move your head. Your head stays over the top of your body. And good. We're going to grab your roller. I'm gonna grab a block. We're gonna first stretch out the calf before we do anything else. Heel is down, abs are nice and tight, feet are parallel, turn your knees out. Keep your feet parallel, abs are engaged, first, second, third chakras are on. You're gonna mount the hips as you push your hips forward gently. First, get over the top of your hips, abs are engaged, shoulder blades are down and back. No pressure in your low back right now. If you feel pressure in your low back, that means your abs have shut off. From here, we're gonna pump the hips forward as you try to lengthen that calf muscle. Don't let any pressure go into your low back. You're seeing how the calf muscle can really round out the shoulders, cause your head to move forward and turn off your belly. We're gonna do exactly the reverse. We're gonna keep the head over top of the body, shoulder blades down and back. You're gonna suck in your tummy as you do this. Smiles are up. And once again, hip circle. Keep breathing. So today, like I said, we're gonna work on balance, core, and movement. Keep breathing. Opposite direction. Feel the different fibers of your calf or your gastrocnemius opening up. Okay. Keeping your hips in the center, abs are nice and tight. You're gonna bring your knee to your chest and back down. Try not to throw that leg out, lift it up, put it back down. Hold that balance. If you're falling off balance, it means you're turning your core off and you're throwing your leg up. I want you to lift your leg up. Nine, 10. Good. We're going to switch sides. That's the movement component of balance. Keep your core on, abs are nice and tight. Woo! Decide side around me. Suck in your tummy for a second, third chakras are on. First, we're going to mount those hips. Just gently push your hips forward, abs are nice and tight. Make sure there's no pressure in your low back. You're sucking your tummy in, shoulder blades are down and back. And here we go. We're going to pump those hips forward. Abs are nice and tight. Maria is once again off in the wings, being the peanut gallery, doing crazy things that you can't see along with Wolfie. Wolfie went into her little honeycomb and get off camera once again. Abs are nice and tight, sucking your tummy as you do hip circles. Try not to move your head, very important. If you're moving your head, you're gonna fall off balance during the day. Suck in that tummy. And opposite direction. This is really teaching you how to be in uncomfortable positions and find balance and core stabilization. Okay, now you're gonna bring that knee up and then back down. You're not throwing anything up or down. You're using balance and coordination. Keep your abdomen on. This is still time under tension. We want to keep the core on. We want muscles working, not joints. So you shouldn't feel this in a single joint, and you especially shouldn't feel this in your neck. 6, 7, abs. 8, 9, don't laugh, Gillen. 10. I'm counting correctly. We're gonna switch back to the other side. We're gonna flip it around. We're gonna stretch out the top of your toes first. Get those toes curled under, abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Just get the stretch on it. The majority of weight will be in your right leg, not your left. Obviously, abs are nice and tight. And then we're gonna squat and then come back up. It's figuring out how to distribute weight so we never injure an extremity. Keep breathing. 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Told you that was easy. Stretch first. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back. And here we go. Bend and straighten. What is this? left knee. Majority weight's on that left leg. We're going to look at the balance as we go through different maneuvers. Oh, neighbor. Okay, Maria's here. She'll start counting so Gillian can stop laughing. Come on. Gillian keeps laughing at my counting. It's perfect. She's just amazed how perfect it is.
There shouldn't be that much variety in how one can count.
Okay, here's what's different about the foot placement now. You're going to be on the ball of your foot. Notice how much more weight you can put on your toes this way than when they were curled this way. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to start some of the stability work. So we're going to first go into a lunge type position. Rear leg is straight. You're on high heels on that rear foot. We're just going to lift and lower the heel. This is dynamic balance. You have to keep your core on, chest up, abs nice and tight as you lift and lower the heel. The majority of work should be in this butt cheek and a little bit in your quad, not in your calf, not in your ankles, certainly not in your knee, because we work muscles and not joints. Yeah. Okay, stay in that high heel position. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. We're going to hinge forward. Keep that heel up and then up. It's a high heel. Keep talking to you guys. The work should be in your quad and your butt and your abs, not in your low back. If you feel this in your low back, it means you need to tighten your abs up, straighten out your spine. Good. We're going to go into standing. And now we're going to go into releve on this foot. So tiptoe back down. Tiptoe back down. It's like you're stepping up to get something off that top shelf. Watch the alignment of your knee over the top of your foot. You're using your quad primarily and your abs. Right on. Okay, we'll switch sides. The lower extremities, especially the distal, meaning away from your body extremities, do movement, but they have to have the core connection. And what can happen over time is we only use the distal movement and not the core connection. So we're going to go to that same lunge position, high heel, abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Core is on. Core is making us work. But there's a string from your abs to your foot, and you're lifting and lowering your heel from that string. Abs are nice and tight, sucking that tummy.
Make sure your back leg quad is fired, straighten.
Sucking that tummy. What number is that?
5.
5? That was like 9. See, I knew it. Stay high heeled on both feet. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to hinge forward and sucking that tummy and come back up. Work is in your quad and your butt. Jaws relax. Sucking that tummy. High heel. Just talking to you guys. Okay, then we're going to take it. So that was short angle. Now we're going into long angle. We're going to come up and down. Up and down. Hold that balance. Is one side stronger or weaker than the other side? What number is that? 10. Good. Switch sides. You're going to need your ball. That's why I keep looking around. I'll grab this one. We're going to put the ball behind the block. The ball of your foot is on the block, your heel is on top of the ball. We're going to do work from here. Your leg goes back behind you, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy. This really means core work. You have to keep your pelvic floor on, lower abs, upper abs are all on. Whereas making sure you can see your abs are nice and tight, you're going to drive the heel down. When you do this, you should feel this in your butt. You should not feel this in your knee. And if you feel it in your knee, push your hips back, take your leg back a little further, that's your right leg. Abs are engaged. Guys feel that? Where is it? Okay. Once again, we're going to hinge forward and then come back up. Abs are nice and tight. Really trying to activate the butt muscles, stabilize the lower extremities so the work is happening through your butt. Big, strong, powerful muscle instead of the small muscles around your ankle or your knee. Suck in that tummy. Good job, everyone. We're gonna come back to it. One looks a little sore. we'll do it again. So, ball's behind the block. Your heel's on the block. Your ball of your foot is on the block. Your heel is on the ball. Ball of foot is on the block. That's what I meant to say. Your foot is back behind you. You're in a high heel. Your front knee is bent. Your knees over the top of your foot. Abs are nice and tight. Push your hips back. You're going to drive down with your heel. Crush that ball with your heel. Okay, if your ball makes funny noises against the block. You feel this work in your glute. Okay, abs are nice and tight. We're going to hinge forward and then come back up. Keep driving down with your heel as you do this. You're trying to pop the ball. Abs, suck in that tummy. Alignment and balance. Balance. Any balance. Okay, good. We're going to go back to original foot. So I was too tired on the other side to do this one. Okay, ball of your foot's on the block. Heel is on the ball. You're going to take your leg across midline. You're sticking your booty way out on this one. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to start off by trying to crush the ball once again. Crush it. Abs nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. I showed in last class. This is how the Z-coil shoe was developed. Abs nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. Hold that balance. You got to figure out how to lift and lower that rear leg without moving your head. You're going to feel a nice stretch on this left glute max if you do it correctly. Suck in that tummy. Switch sides. We're looking at stability with core and movement. So leg crosses midline, abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. You're gonna drive down with that heel. Drive down, abs are nice and tight. Feel your butt working, and that's about it. Abs are stabilizing, lats are on. That's that. Okay, here, hold, and then you're gonna lift and lower that rear leg. Driving your heel down, so that'll give you a nice stretch on this right butt cheek. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. Okay. Wow. We're going to switch sides again. Only now the block and the ball are going to reverse positions. It goes back behind you, abs are nice and tight. Toes are up. This is important. Toes are up. I know you're going to want to push with your toes. Don't push with your toes. That causes all sorts of problems with the feet. This is specifically work of the ball of the foot. So you're crushing a ball, crush it, crush it, crush it, crush it. Front knee is bent, knees over top of the foot. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up. No pressure into any joint, this is muscle work. Especially your booty and your quad. Okay, abs are nice and tight as we hinge forward. And then come back up. Keep your toes up, keep that balance on. What number is that? 6. Really? I thought it was 9. Okay. Staying in this position, abs are nice and tight. You're gonna lift lower that rear leg. Touch and go. Abs are engaged. Hitting the wall. Keep that front knee bent. Toes are up. Keep breathing. Good. Let's switch sides. All right. Toes are up. Abs are nice and tight. Shoulder blades are down and back. Okay, here we go. Keep those toes up. Crush the ball with the ball of your foot. Abs are engaged. Keep breathing. That's 10. Back quickly. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to hinge forward and then come back up. Keep that front knee bent. Knee over the top of your foot. Toes are up. No pressure into your low back. Suck in that tummy. Work that booty. This is where we get stability through the ankle. Okay, stand forward, abs nice and tight, sucking your tummy. Lift lower that rear leg. Try not to move your head. Always put your foot back in the same spot. Sucking that tummy. Smiles are up. Number? Great job. Oh, no. Forgot something.
No.
Yes, I did forget. Shoot.
It'll work out. Okay. Keep breathing. We're gonna go just use a block now. Like I said, if you got an especially long foot, you can use 2 blocks. I don't have an especially long foot, so I only need 1 block. So that's basically size 10 and above, you're gonna need 2 block. Abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy. You're hanging your left big toe off the end of the block there. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back. Abs are nice and tight. You're breathing.
I think we should be specific when we say the big toe ball mount as well as the
Yeah,
toe.
so the first metatarsal head is off the block. So you're using 2 of the legs of your tripod. That is your
block.
yeah,
Or
here's the block. You can see.
Can you see?
We're gonna hang that metatarsal head off there. It's like peekabooing around the corner. Okay. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. Make sure that toe's hanging off. We're gonna just lift lower our hip. Abs are nice and tight. This is where we use the left glute medius and the right oblique, but you're gonna work the transversus by keeping your abs on. Transverse abdominis stays on. What number is that?
10.
Okay. You're gonna just swing your leg. Just see what it feels like to be in motion. Don't let this compress into your knee by keeping your quad on, keeping your abs on. Okay, we're immediately gonna switch sides so we can see what the difference is. Hang that first metatarsal head off the edge there. Abs are nice and tight. Sucking that tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back as you lift, lower your hip. Keep breathing. Lower all the way down. Use your oblique and glute medius to lift everything up. Keep that transverse abdominis on. What is that?
15.
Oh, we're stopping. Mario lost count this time. Swing that leg. Feel what it feels like to balance working this hip with one toe missing. This happens in life. We'll be standing and we'll be on half the curb. We don't want you to fall over if a toe falls off the curb. Okay. This time we're going to get your pinky toe to hang off the edge here and your little metatarsal head on the pinky toe. Feel what that feels like. Feel what happens to balance. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. We're going to be lifting and lowering again, sucking that tummy. These are also sit-ups. This is how you carve the body shape, is to actually do motions like this where you're functionally using your core muscles. Notice you have to use muscles and not joints. So if you feel this in your knees, stop doing it. Swing that leg. Smiles are up. Everything's on. And we're going to switch sides to feel if it feels different side to side. Little pinky toes hanging off the edge there. That's wiping out the outer tripod or outer leg of the tripod, because the pinky toe, as we talked about at the beginning of class, is the most important toe to get down. Abs are nice and tight, sucking your tummy, chest up, lift lower. So you want to feel what it feels like to lift lower from the glute medius and the oblique, because this is how we walk. Every step you take should happen this way. Every move you make, every cake you bake, every nod you make, I'll be watching you. Okay, abs are nice and tight. Oh, swing that leg.
That's just creepy.
Suck in your tummy. Okay, now you're going to drop the ball of your foot off the end of the block. This should be uncomfortable in terms of balance, but it's surprisingly easy to balance on your heel. We don't like to be good at balancing our heel because it's not really functional for movement. Ball of your foot's off the block. Same thing, lift it and lower. Notice if your butt wants to pucker. Relax your butt from puckering, but use it functionally to lift and lower your hip.
10.
Good. Swing that leg. Abs are nice and tight. Keep breathing. Okay, switch sides. Ball of your foot is off the block intentionally. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. Watch the alignment of your knees as you lift and lower. Using your glute medius and your oblique. Keep that transverse abdominis in. Cool. Swing that leg. Look at Mario's cool shadow on the wall. Okay, now take the final piece. We're going to take your heel off the end of the block. So you're primarily balancing on the ball of your foot, but we're not going to lift up on this. We're going to keep our foot neutral as if there is something under your heel. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. Lift and lower. You'll feel this is dynamic, but it costs more energy. This is why we get away from it. And this is actually, it should be our most stable position.
10. Move.
Swing that leg. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. I'll lower the camera next class.
Or move the honeycomb.
Yeah. Okay, switch sides. Same thing, your heels off the end of the block, abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy, chest up, lift and lower. Smiles are up. Okay, swing that leg back and forth. Abs are nice and tight. Don't let joints fall apart just because you're swinging them. You're breathing.
10.
Good. Come off the block. We're gonna see what it feels like to stand once again. Feet are parallel, hips width apart. Push down big toe, little toe, all the rest of the toes. Abs are nice and tight. Feel what the weight feels like. You're probably feeling a little more on your toes, which you should. We're gonna balance up onto that left foot. We're gonna feel how different that feels. Keep your abs engaged. Shoulder blades are down and back. Unless you practice balancing on one foot, you're not gonna do it during the day. There's no motivation to do it. So we really wanna get that balance. And you may or may not notice better balance, but we'll notice that more muscles are trying to figure out what's going on, and that's called integration. Okay, switch to the other side. Suck in that tummy. And good. Notice if balance improved on one side or got worse on one side. Either way, it's okay. Your brain is integrating. And now we're going to come down onto your knee on the block. Boink. Chest is up. Head is over top of the block. It stays there no matter what. Abs are nice and tight. Hips circle. Keep breathing. Smiles are up.
9, 10.
Opposite direction. Abs are on first, second, third chakras. Okay, we're gonna stretch forward. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up. Shoulder blades are down and back. Smiles are up. Just stretch. Now go hips side to side. Again, the head's not really moving. This is all hip motion. These are all the fine corrections we need in order to run.
10.
Okay, now take your right hand, grab your left foot, pull your heel into your butt, and really pull it in, push your hips forward. Oh, rock those hips side to side. Ooh. Okay. Staying here. You're gonna release that leg, keep your toes off the ground. Abs are nice and tight, hands go in to stick them up. We're gonna really look at stability. Let me get settled on this block, it's changing shape on me. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy as you lift up, hold, and then gently lower, put your leg back down. Hold, we're working now, balance, stability, and core. Stabilize through your center. What number is that?
7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay, now we're gonna take it into movement. You're gonna take that foot up off the ground, hold it in the air, and now you're gonna do hip circles. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Since I really can't figure out which direction you're going in the circle,
Okay.
we'll only go one direction. No, we'll go two directions. Try to go in the opposite direction. Whoa. This is stability without your knee and foot. And that's how much we
10.
cheat into our knee and foot. Switch sides. Hip circles, and this is also how much we rely on the opposite extremity. We want to get good on a single extremity. Abs nice and tight, sucking your tummy. Head is over top of the block. Keep breathing.
Okay.
And now we're going in the opposite direction. Make sure your circles are round. And then we're gonna push our hips forward. Abs are nice and tight. Hips go side to side. It's funny, I've been watching a lot of these things on ancient civilizations and cultures. And one of the things that archaeologists that just come screaming out at archaeologists is the ability to make a circle. They're like, oh, a society is really advanced. Left hand grabs your right foot. And so by making that circle, they're like, it's a huge advancement when they can make a circle. And that's the same with your health. If I see someone lose their ability to make circles, I go, uh-oh, something bad's happened. And if Mari and I see that someone suddenly improves making a circle, we know their health is improving. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy.
10.
Okay. Okay, from here I'm gonna just move this aside here. Hands are and stick them up. You're sucking in your tummy. Oh, let's see, what is it? Your right toes are off the ground as well. And you're gonna lift, hold, gently lower. Notice if one side's easier than the other side. Whoa! Hold your center, that's your core, in alignment, that helps. Keep breathing. You can do it, Annie. Abs, good. Now, holding your core on, abs nice and tight, you're gonna keep that foot off the ground. We're gonna balance, and we're gonna do hip circles. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hip circles. Even though we can't really tell the shape of these.
10.
Opposite direction. Good. We're gonna switch sides. I'm gonna do this using this block so you can see. We haven't done these in a while, but they're important. You're gonna put your block out in front of you on the inside of your foot. So you're like here. You're not gonna use your roller now. So just get in this position. So it's just this regular position, only we're gonna put the block on the inside right there. Abs are nice and tight, hands are in to stick them up, suck in your tummy. All you're gonna do is lift your leg up and then put it to the other side. Lift your leg up, put it back where you found it. Abs are nice and tight, you're going back and forth. That would be 2. Go over to the top of the block, don't go around the block. 3. 4. 5. Woo! 6. Keep that core on. 7. 8. 9. 10. So this is the law of averages. So the average of what you did is how you look like walking through the day. That's why we want to get our average up where we're not falling over. We're switching sides. Okay, once again, you're on your right knee, left foot is forward. You're just going to put the block on the inside of that left foot. This is in case you misstep. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back, hands and stick them up. Here we go, over the top of the block. Woo! Hold that balance. Law of averages. Figure out what you have to do to create balance. Most of the time it's tightening your core. Notice if you have better core connection on one side of your body than the other. The side you have better core connection is actually a side that's probably going to get injured because you're going to overuse it and underutilize the side with no balance. So that's why we want to create symmetry. I totally lost count. I think that's 7, 8, woo, 9, 10. Based on the law of averages, I'm falling over a lot on this side. Okay, we're gonna come into kneeling now. We're stretching out the front of our legs, abs are nice and tight. You're just gonna lean back, lift up those knees. Chest is up, now we're gonna do our sit-ups. You're gonna suck in your tummy. 1, 2, shoulder blades are down and back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're gonna curl your toes under. Push your heels back. No pressure in those metatarsal heads. If you feel pressure in your metatarsal heads, that means you have to push your heels back even further. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Keep those knees together, hips forward. Abs nice and tight. You're gonna suck in your tummy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. You're coming back into this position again. Your foot goes, well, actually, we're not going to put the blocks off the side temporarily. Okay, hands going to stick them up. You're going to take your left leg forward. And from here, curl your right toes under. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to come up, lift up, lower down, nice and slow. We're going to switch sides. You're practicing getting out of a hole. And you're practicing doing it without using your hands. No pressure in your knees. We're not using joints, we're using muscles. You should feel this in your quads and your abs and your butt. That's pretty much it. Notice if one side is definitely easier than the other side. What number is that?
5 for me.
That's good enough. One more on each side. Wow. Good. Come back into kneeling, see what it feels like to have used your knees. One block goes down. Abs are nice and tight. Hands and stick them up. Now, we have just incrementally increased it. We like flat level ground. We're gonna do it as if the ground's imbalanced. Curl your toes under. You're gonna lift back up again. Whoa, balance. Then go back down. Knee goes back. Just keep doing that.
Just
Watch your
one-sided?
balance, especially on the lower angles. What?
Just one-sided?
Just one-sided. We'll do 5. What number is that?
4.
5. Let's switch sides. Notice what that felt like. Notice what part of this motion you wanted to avoid. Notice what part of this motion made you wobble all over the place. That's what you have to work on. Okay, here we go. Other side. Set up, foot up. Ah. You should not feel this in any joint. Is that 4?
Mm-hmm.
One more. Ah. Oh, burn, burn, burn. You should feel this in your quads, not your knees. Let us stretch backwards once again. Chest up, sit up, suck in your tummy, then release. Suck in your tummy, release. Now, this is where you get to see what you thought was knee pain is actually that you activated your quads. So get that soreness and what you think is knee pain back into your quads, because quads can handle it. Okay, curl your toes under. Okay. You're gonna need your block, you're gonna need your ball. We're gonna do some quick pelvic floor exercises. Ball's on top of the block. Ball's midway between your pubic bone and your tailbone. You're having a seat. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back, head's over atop the ball. We're gonna squeeze the ball. Squeeze that pelvic floor, keep your abs engaged, suck in that tummy, close up your rib cage as we do a full abdominal contraction and then release. Smiles are up. Nicely done, everyone. Abs are nice and tight still. We're gonna do a little twisting action. You're gonna take your right foot forward, left foot back. It stays where it is. Abs are nice and tight. You're gonna cross this elbow across midline to over the top of your knee and then back. This is a twist, so suck in your tummy. Keep your chest up, don't round your spine to do this. It is hot and humid today. Suck that tummy in.
10.
Good. We're switching sides. Suck in your tummy. Shoulder blades are down, back, chest is up, abs are nice and tight. We're twisting across midline. Nine. 10? 9. As I was saying, 10. Abs are nice and tight. Our both feet go on the ground. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down, back. You're sucking in your tummy. You choked out on my shirt. Here we go. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back, abs nice and tight. This is a fun one we're gonna do. Hands are sticking and stick them up. You're gonna bounce. This is all about stability. This is all about keeping your pelvic floor on in a ballistic way. And now we go make it fun. You can move around as you do this.
You need the right music for this.
Yeah, that's true. Need a happy song.
You might have to do like a neon lights and pelvic floor dance party.
We got the right shirts on. Okay. The reason why we're finishing the pelvic floor stuff here is because we're gonna go into squats. And we're gonna try to various angle squats. As you saw with the one-legged lunge kneeling thing that we were doing earlier, we don't like the lower angles because we don't go into lower angles. We get in the habit of being in the long angles where our legs are almost locked out. We're gonna work the smaller angles, hands going to stick them up, chest is up. First thing we're gonna do is reach up, and I want you to reach over the top of your head like you're grabbing some kind of cube above your head and then pulling it over the top of your head. More it's like a box. You're grabbing a box, spinning it over the top of the head. It's that dream you're having. You just walked out into a public place and you have no clothes on, and you saw this box, and you're gonna put it over the top of your head so you can at least maintain a little bit of dignity. Abs are nice and tight. I don't regularly have that dream, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, if you are having that dream, you're covering the wrong part.
How many is that?
Last one.
What's nice is that turns on your back stabilizers. And then here we go, hands are and stick them up. You're gonna come up off the ball. We're gonna do squats from here, almost touch the ball, then come back up. These are the small angles. You're gonna believe you have knee problems. You don't. You have tight quad problems and tight butt problems. If you feel this in your low back, tighten your abs, stick your booty out more, turn on your pelvic floor. Use both legs.
9 and 10.
Good. Have a seat again, just resting. So, we just did that at the speed you want to move it. We're going to double time that. Okay, as soon as we get a rest.
And he's like, no.
You're in this position, abs are nice and tight, and we're also going to go, instead of 10, we're going to do 16. Abs are nice and
Can you
tight.
demonstrate for us first?
Yes, you're going to be here. It's going to be a little, like a little happy gorilla. Low, up. Nice and fast. Go.
Okay.
Keep breathing. Really change the angle at your hip. Almost touch your butt to the ball. What number?
15, 16.
Okay, I was like I did 30. Keep breathing. And then good, go into your recovery position, hands are on your knees. We're gonna do sit-ups, suck in your tummy and then release. Suck in your tummy, then release. Okay, we're making our way to the ground. Don't use your hands to get on the ground. You can use your hands to get objects out of the way. Woo, put the ball behind the small of your back. We are going to do sit-ups. Oh yes. Movement, stability, core. This is the core portion of it. Abs are nice and tight. Hands start back behind you. In fact, try to touch your pinkies behind your back. Chest goes up nice and tall. You're gonna do sit-ups here. You're gonna try to pop that ball as you suck in your tummy and then lift your chest back up. So this weekend, Mari and I went to this restaurant called Zigu. What was really cool about this restaurant besides the food is the fact that it was an old Hawaiian home. It's in Waikiki, and they can't modify the shape of the house or home or whatever, it's a restaurant now, because there's a royal buried underneath the house. I think that's so cool to see the old Hawaii and knowing that it's protected.
20?
Yeah, I knew that. You can grab your knees now. Same thing, you're sucking in your tummy. Try to create a body shape change. I see Gillen trying to figure out where it is that we're talking about. It's really cool. You gotta look it up. It's the neatest house. I had major case of deja vu there.
Well, I'll have to go eat lunch there.
Yes, to remind us what it was that we liked about it. Shoulder blades down and back. But if you go there prepared to do some financing in order to have dinner.
It wasn't that bad. They had a really cool vegetarian moringa noodle, cold chilled noodle.
Kale and watercress, which I would have never thought would be good together. It was awesome. Okay, arms go to your side. Now we do movement with stability. Stabilize your core, chest up, alignment. And then now we're gonna do opposite hand, opposite foot walking. Yeah, in a day and age where everything's getting torn down, it's nice to see something get preserved and, you know, refunctioned, or what is that, repurposed, without losing its dignity.
19,
20. Okay, hands go back behind you. Our legs are gonna go straight. Chest up, shoulder blades down and back. Once again, almost touch your pinkies back behind you. Chest up, suck in your tummy. You're gonna try to pop the ball without clenching your butt. Okay, hands go out in front of you now. We're gonna go for a walk. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Suck in that tummy. Don't let your tummy stick out. No pressure into your neck, low back. Not nothing, because we're using muscles and not joints. Don't bend your knees to lift your legs up.
$19, $20.
The reason why we don't want you to bend your legs on this is by bending your legs, you shorten the lever arm. And that is actually telling us you don't have enough strength to lift up your whole extremity. We have to have the strength to lift up the whole extremity. Now, we're gonna test even that. You're gonna lay it back across the ball. Ball's underneath your sacrum, your legs are out straight. We're first gonna stretch as you rock from side to side. Since the ball is underneath your sacrum, it's gonna isolate out for your hips. We're gonna do this one hip at a time. You're gonna do it with your opposite hand too. So it's gonna be right leg and left arm. You're gonna just lift it up, lower it back down. Keep your core on, keep your abs engaged.
Oh, we're just doing one side?
One side only. If you feel pressure going in your back, it means you need to tighten your abs a whole lot more. What number?
9, 10.
Okay, we're gonna switch sides, doing the same thing. Keep your abs engaged, no pressure in your low back. Notice if one side was painful, but the other side is not. Figure out what you need to do in order to balance it out. Sore on both sides, you just need to tighten your abs. Rest. And now we're getting ready to go for a walk. We're gonna alternate sides. No pressure in your shoulders, work stays in your abs. Keep that core on, no pressure in the low back. Almost feel like you're trying to pop the ball. Okay, rest. Okay, bend your knees, put the ball still underneath your sacrum, bring your knees to your chest. You're just gonna wiggle your butt side to side. If your ball moved, put it back in place as you straighten just your left leg. Try to take that left leg over the top of your head. And you can give yourself a little bounce stretch, but keep your abs engaged. This should not unload accidentally into your low back. Good 10?
Yep.
Switch sides. Notice if one side's tighter than the other. There was a performer back in the 70s, his name was Leo Sayers. This was like his opening move.
10.
Both legs straight, abs are nice and tight. Keep your abs engaged as you try to take both feet now over the top of your head. And now we're going to counter stretch in case you accidentally put it into your low back. Both legs come onto the ground, abs are nice and tight. You're going to rock from side to side. You guys keep rocking. I'm going to change out the music. Ooh. Okay, now you're going to go on your rollers lengthwise. Butt is on one end, head is on the other end. Head is slightly hanging off the end of the roller so you can get your crown of your head over your pelvic floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back and then fire up first chakra of your pelvic floor. Close up third chakra and then use second chakra to try to get your spine to flatten out against the roller and you're also trying to get your navel to the spine. You're going to breathe. It is so strange how, as Mari and I work with people, how the vast majority of people we work with, I'm talking like 95% of the people we work with, do not know how to breathe.
That includes athletes.
Athletes. People you thought that breath was incorporated with their actions. Just keep breathing. It's a powerful gesture to the body. It means you're safe. It's telling it it's time to restore. It's telling your body you can be strong. Just let your eyeballs sink in the back of your eye sockets because they're not responsible for seeing right now. Your lungs are responsible for breathing. You know how to stabilize your core, you know good alignment. We've done all sorts of motion, and the movement we're focusing on is breathing. kind of typical of life. Feel what it feels like to be in your center, not having to see anything, but instead feeling. See how long you can go before a thought from the outside tries to distract you and pull you off your center. Stay in balance, stay in your center. You guys stay on your roller. I'm coming off. You guys did an amazing job of doing some very crazy motions, stabilizing certain parts of your body, and feeling what it feels like to balance. As you're on your roller, feel that balance as you breathe. Because if you can find that, you can do anything. Balance and breath with core. Because then any movement you will make will be based upon balance. So on behalf of Maria and me, we would like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being parts of our lives. Thank you for doing the crazy things that you do. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate you very much, and namaste.
Namaste.
Bye, Gillen.